Hello fellow developers, my name is Warwick White. I'm back again with another open source library for the Android platform. This library is actually designed to address a problem with selecting items from a list when the list is very large, because obviously it can take a very long time to zoom in on a large list. What this application actually does is bring up the settings, show what it does. Basically this app or this library is actually based on one of my open source dial controls. It's kind of been repurposed to do this. What this library actually is designed to do is designed to bring a transparent dial up on top of a list. And the idea is you rotate that dial, and as you rotate the dial, it actually moves the list up and down. So I'm just going to explain the settings to you very quickly. This here setting here, pages per dial. What that does is that means every time I make a circular gesture on the dial, that basically will move the list up 2 pages. Inner and outer precision, that dictates how fast the dial actually rotates. So what this dial does, it detects how close you're actually rotating to the center of the dial. And the closer you rotate to the center of the dial with these settings, the faster the dial will rotate. So if I'm rotating close to the center, it will dial at 4.5 times the rate of my gesture. So if I rotate once, it'll rotate 4.5 times. If I'm rotating close to the outer edge, then obviously it rotates 0.8 times. So I'm going to quickly show that to you. At the moment, because of the way the settings are, it's not going to actually, it's actually going to, the kind of inner and outer precision won't actually affect how fast the dial actually dials or how fast the list actually moves. So I'm going to show you this now, close down. I'm going to go quick search, click on OK, there's a little transparent dial there. So I'm going to do, when I rotate once, it'll move up 2 pages. So if you look at this list, you'll notice there's 8 items on that page. So if I rotate one rotation, it'll go up 2 pages. So it'll go up to about 16. So here we go, make one rotation. As you can see, that's gone up to about 16, about 2 pages. I'll just kind of demonstrate that. So I'll set the settings back to say to 1 page, 1.0 per dial, and this time when I rotate it, it'll kind of just go kind of up to 8. See, 1 page. So you can see that setting actually works there. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here. I'm going to show you the real magic of this library and what it's actually really designed to do. It's actually designed to kind of pick things from very large lists very quickly. So that little functionality is okay when the list length is 250. So if I go that there, for example, I'll dial pretty quickly and I'll go down to 150. But the idea is to do it very quickly. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to demonstrate this by, I'm going to make a really long list. So say, for example, 1,000 items. And I'm going to turn this on. And now what that will do is, actually I'll make this precision very high. We'll make this precision 15. So what I'm going to do now is, when you actually turn this variable dial on, what it does, it ignores this setting here. And instead of rotating at 1 page per dial, it'll rotate at 15 pages per dial when I'm rotating close to the center or 0.8. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how fast this actually moves up and down the list. And while I'm at it, I'm going to show you what the suppress validate does. That just causes the dial to stop rotating, but the behavior still remains the same. So let's put that down, bring up the dial. What I'm going to do, I'm going to rotate. So if I rotate to the outer side of the the outside of the dial, see, it's rotating kind of, moving the list slow. But as I move close to the center of the dial, the list actually moves faster. You see, so you can actually going to go through that quite fast. You can see it's going 200, 300, like, so it's going all the way through because you've selected 415. Which is it's a pretty nifty way of selecting things fast. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to really put this thing through its paces to show what it's really capable of. So I'm going to actually go here, and I'm going to actually go 10,000 list. We're going to have a list 10,000 items long, and I'm going to put this in a precision I'm going to put this outer precision to something like 0.4. I'm going to put the inner precision, make it low, 0.3. Put the inner precision to say 35, for example. So we'll go here. I'll turn that off so that the actual dial rotates. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how fast you can actually go through this list now. So if we dial there close to the center, you can see that's really moving up the list fast. See, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So what I'm going to do here, I will show you the real magic. And I'm going to actually I'm going to make an arbitrary number off the top of my head. And I'm going to show you how fast I can use this library to actually zero in on an item that's 10,000 items long. So we'll choose a number off the top of our head. We'll say, I don't know, 6,253. And I'll show you how fast I can get to 6,253. Here we go. There you go, 6,253. That's pretty mega fast. You imagine trying to do that with any other dial control. It'd be like, it would take you forever. So that's a pretty cool dial. So that kind of an example of kind of what the dial can actually do. So there isn't really any other settings to explain here. Of course, you've got like angle snapping here. So any of you guys that are familiar with any of my other libraries will understand what this is. I'll put this back to 150 for the time being, just to show you that behavior. So we'll take the variable scroll off. We'll put that back to, I don't know, 8.0. So that'll go to 8 pages per dial. So basically the angle snapping just angle snaps. So we'll go there. Maybe dial, as you can see, the dial is actually snapping into position. So nothing really untoward there. I'll show you a couple of things. This the demo app. This is actually an open source library, and the demo app that I'm showing you at the moment is a part of the open source repository. So you've got loads of like source code to help get yourself going with this dial. Also, a lot of people actually have difficulty sussing out how to make multiple selections in the list. So I'll just kind of show you a few other things here. Let's put this back to something reasonable like 2.0 so you can see what's going on. So what we'll do here, we'll take off the angle snapping. I'm just going to show you what the actual code does, not the actual library, but the code itself. So again, as you know, single select like that, go down the list, let go, and you've selected. With a multiple select, bear in mind the multiple select isn't the part of the library, it's actually a part of the demo app. But this is to show you've got some handy code to actually work with here. Incidentally, the library at the present is only designed to work with recycle list views, but is it very easy to refactor the library to use any other list views. So what we'll do here, I'll show you the multi-select function. So we'll dial down to make the first choice here. So put that there on the stop. So it's now dial again to make your second selection. So I'll dial down here. As you can see, as I'm dialing, it's multiple selecting there. If I go up, it'll unselect and select upwards. So I'll go down there, we'll go like that. You've chosen 45 to 53. So we'll dial all the way down, and you'll notice as I dial down, they all stay red. So I go back up to 45 to 53. Okay, so because that's actually quite awkward to do with lists. A lot of people don't actually know how to do this with lists with multiple select, but the code behind this will actually tell you how to do that. So I'll when I publish this this video to YouTube, I don't realise that sounds so high. Put 4.5, the one's running so slow. When I publish this to YouTube, I'll be putting the necessary links in to let you guys know where you can download it, and the same repo where this library exists. You'll see a couple other libraries there. I've got 2 dial controls. I've got one uses Canvas and extended views, the other uses OpenGL. The library I'm actually showing you at the moment, actually, this uses Canvas and extended views, but there is also an OpenGL version of this library which does literally exactly the same as this. So if you guys want to use OpenGL, something a bit more responsive, then you can actually use that library as well. I've also got another open source gesture library there using OpenGL for using 4 gestures simultaneously. So it's some pretty cool libraries. Have a little read through that. I'm going to let you guys go now. Thanks for watching the demonstration. I hope you find this very useful. I hope you do use my library, and I appreciate any feedback. So I'll bid you developers a good day.